Alright guys, welcome back to the workshop. So some of you may or may not be aware that I actually have a lot of struggles with my mental health. For many years now I've kind of been battling depression and anxiety, and just recently, due to the circumstances that my family has found ourselves in regarding my wife's health, they've taken a complete nosedive. If you're not aware of what's actually going on, I did start another channel just to keep people that are interested updated. There's links in the video description for anyone that is interested. But getting back to what I was saying about mental health, because of that, my mental health has just taken a complete nosedive. Now, I know a lot of men, when they have like problems with mental health, they're too frightened to speak out or mention it because it's deemed you're not very masculine if you admit you've got problems with your mental health. And I just wanted to say that I'm a man and I've battled it for many years. I've heard all the usual comments from people, oh, just pull yourself together, get over it. And unless you've actually suffered with mental health problems in the past, you don't really understand how debilitating it can be. I mean, I hit rock bottom, and it's taken me quite a few years to get back to where I am currently. One of the main reasons I built my workshop was to kind of focus my mind on something that I enjoyed doing. And since I've been making videos on YouTube, that has really helped focus my mental well-being. And I'm not an expert. I don't do this sort of thing for a living, but just being out here has helped like no end with that side of things. But of late, I've actually been really struggling just to come out here and achieve the most simplest of jobs. I've actually been out twice this week already. Set myself real simple task. I wanted to get my Axminster chip extractor fitted on the wall. Just requires cutting a board out, screwing that to the studs in the wall, mounting the metal like French cleat bracket to that, and then hooking it on. Sounds simple, but I've actually been out twice this week already and ended up just sat here staring into space. Couldn't get my mind on what I was supposed to be doing, and after about an hour of scratching my head and just sitting there, I've given up and gone back in again. So there's a guy called Mark from a channel called The Small Workshop Adventures. I'm sure some of you have probably seen his channel. He's actually just completed a build series where he's built a garden room stroke shed for one of his neighbours, and if you've not seen it, I highly recommend watching that series because he's done a cracking job on that. I'm a bit jealous really because it looks better than my workshop, but never mind. But getting back to his channel, what he actually does is woodworking out of a really small workshop, which in itself is quite amazing, the fact that he manages to work out such a small space. But on top of the woodworking side of things, he also does like videos on mental well-being, especially mental well-being for men. And he's had his demons in the past to deal with, and he now works in mental health, and he's gives out like some real helpful tips for people who may be struggling with issues related to mental health. And one of the things he said to me was, don't force yourself, don't try and take on too much. Just go out there, and even if you sit there and do nothing, that's fine. But if you can get anything done, just set yourself small tasks, and yeah, just try and tackle small jobs that don't take too much thinking. So that is what I'm going to try today. Now this is the third time I've been out here, and I just thought, well, why not mention his channel? Like I say, I'll leave a link to his channel in the video description. Highly recommend going to check it out. He sounds like a great guy, and the videos on his channel are well worth watching, especially like if you're struggling with mental health, depression, anxiety, all that sort of stuff. So definitely go check his channel out. Back to the job for today. I'm going to get this dust extractor on the wall, and that's all I want to do today. So this is an old cabinet door. You can see the holes where the hinges were, and I'm going to use this. It's 18mm MDF. I'm just going to cut a kind of square shape out of this. Doesn't have to be any specific size. I know roughly where I'm putting it, and I have taken rough measurements of the size I actually need. So as you can see, it's not the most complex job. So this is the area this board is going to be mounted, but because I want to catch the end stud on the wall, which is right in the corner, and the next stud along, I'm going to have to notch it around these French cleats, because these are also screwed right in to the end stud in the wall, and I don't want to take these screws out and chop these down. So I'm just going to kind of work out where I'm putting it, mark it up, notch it out, and I can get right in the corner and then drill the holes and put plenty of screws in it. Here I'm just marking out the areas that I need to remove in order to fit it round the French cleats. So I'm just going to use the £20 jigsaw from Parkside. So the question is, does it fit? Oh, well, at least it fits. Not the neatest of jobs, but doesn't have to be. Right, so to mount the bracket to the board, I'm using some short bolts. I've enlarged the hole on the back, so this will sit flush against the wall. And then I'm just going to fix the bracket on like that. I did think I had some washers that were the right size, but I haven't actually got any. But I'm going to put some Loctite just to help these actually tighten up and stay tight, so it doesn't kind of vibrate loose. And then obviously these have all been pre-drilled, and they're going to be screwed with some long screws directly into the studs in the wall. So at this point I was a little bit nervous that I'd actually fitted the bracket in the right place and the dust extractor would fit in properly, but luckily for me it was perfect. Gives me enough room on top to access the controls, and luckily enough the extremely short cable actually reaches the socket, so win-win. Then it was just a case of fitting the 100mm flexible hose, and to attach it I purchased some adjustable hose clips from Amazon. There are links to all the products I've used in the video description if you want to have a look at those. This one, instead of having the screw, which you need a screwdriver to adjust, this one's just got the little plastic knob that you twist to loosen and tighten it, and it just makes it a lot easier. Final job to do was attach the plastic bag with the supplied clip. It was a little bit fiddly getting the bag in place, but easily done, and that is it. It's on the wall. Happy days. Alright then guys, I know this wasn't the most thrilling video I've ever made, but progress has been made in the workshop and I finally got it off the floor and on the wall. Happy days. Right, just a couple of reminders just before I end the video. Don't forget you can get yourself 10% off over on the Evolution Power Tools website just by using the code GRUMPIES, all in capitals. That's valid until the 31st of May, and as of the 1st of June it drops to 5%. And also I've listed various woodworking items down in the video description from Banggood. Each item has its own unique discount code, so if you fancy saving yourself a few pennies, then the links are in the video description below. So that's about it from me. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay safe and you'll see me in the next one. Cheers for watching, guys.